8 times normal and fly at speeds from 110 miles an hour to 650 miles per hour. All of the maneuvers you see here demonstrate the Hornet's capabilities in a tactical arena and are employed every day during combat and training flights. May I direct your attention to the left, where you will now hear the Hornets 2 As he reaches show center, he'll select full afterburner, pull up into the vertical, subjecting himself to 8 times the force of gravity. Keep your eyes to the right. The A-18 is accelerating to nearly the speed of sound. You'll notice the sound of the aircraft will not reach us until it actually reaches show center, indicating its incredibly high approach speed. From the right, the A-18 Hornet high-speed pass. Gentlemen, from the left, Lieutenant Moth is performing a vertical reversal to set up for a demonstration of the incredible thrust-to-weight ratio of the F-A-18. As the Hornet reaches show center, Lieutenant Moth will pull the stick back into his lap and pitch up into the vertical and execute a maneuver known as the double Immelman. Created by World War I ace Max Immelman, he will do a half of a loop and a half a roll, but Lieutenant Poth will double it, going to all 6,000 feet under the power of these two F404 engines. Mississippi in November of 2003. He's since accrued over 1,400 flight hours, including more than 1,100 in the Hornet. He's fully qualified aboard Navy aircraft carriers, accumulating over 300 crafts aboard ship, and has flown numerous combat missions in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and the global war on terrorism. Now, as he extends away, he's going to come back in and demonstrate the F-A-18's extremely tight turning radius. Whether you're in a dogfight or while avoiding surface-to-air missiles, the ability of the Hornet to turn around in a very tight space gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. From the left, let's watch for the minimum radius turn. The wings will come level, and watch for the ship right to the left and the fire. Is the ability to land on an aircraft carrier at sea with moving and sometimes pitching flight deck. Navy and Marine pilots are trained to hit the landing area with pinpoint accuracy in what is not so much a landing as it is a controlled crash approaching at 175 miles an hour. Factor will fly a descending turn to a 3/4-mile final approach point. This speed allows only about 15 seconds to precisely adjust its flight path in order to touch down in an area not much larger than your driveway. Notice the Hornet approaches to the right that the gear extended. It is the tailhook that allows the F-A-18 to land and stop in under 400 feet. Factor will demonstrate the maneuverability and superior thrust-to-weight ratio. Repositions. He's going to align his aircraft for the show line, and he'll reach show center at just over 300 miles per hour and demonstrate the superb nose to the forward and the ability of the F-18 to point at an adversary aircraft. In a very short space, you'll see the Hornet change direction from a horizontal flight path to straight up. It is the Hornet's ability combined with an awesome arsenal of air-to-air weapons that make the F-18 a world-class fighter that is feared worldwide. Approaching from the right, watch. He'll suck that stick right back into his lap and goes straight up across the ground, right up into the ground. Nice round of applause for your United States Navy's F-18 Hornet and Lieutenant Anna. Now the next demonstration will highlight the exceptional slow speed handling characteristics of the F-18 Hornet. The Hornet is famous for its ability to fly slower than any other comparable fighter. No other aircraft would dare to maneuver at these speeds, but the F-18 Hornet remains completely controllable through the use of two flight control computers. Once he completes the slow speed pass, he'll select maximum afterburner. He shoves the throttles past the normal stop, and that'll pour raw jet fuel into the exhaust. It gives it an incredible kick in the pants and extra thrust to get into a fight or out of a fight. And you'll be able to see inside the tailpipes as they glow orange. Oh yeah, it's a slow ride. Is pulled about 27 degrees up from the horizon. 27 degrees of an angle of attack, or alpha. That's why they call this the high alpha pass. He was too low at the top of the loop, and rather than making a smoking hole in the ground, he did exactly what Adam Cobb was doing, hit it the other way, and his air show smoke and scribed at 8 miles. They asked when the was, and he said, "Oh, it's the technique used by every Navy and Marine pilot to slow aircraft and prepare it for landing. The Hornet will approach from the left at 500 feet and perform the overhead brake, which results in a decelerating 360-degree turn. Let's listen. A little ways out. He'll lower the gear in flaps. And then he's going to set up for landing on the deck of a carrier. He will simulate a carrier landing, a touch and go, and then what is known as a bolter, in case and demonstrate what every pilot does as he or she touches down, and that shoves the throttle forward in case the tail hook is unable to catch one of the 4 wires that are stretched across the deck of the carrier. Now, we're going to fade the music down here, and I want you to listen to the precise power changes that Lieutenant Ponth is going to make as he touches down on a spot that would be simulated, a simulated aircraft carrier deck. Let's listen. And AM2 Marvin Renfro from Eugene, Oregon. The A-18C Hornet, powered by 2 General Electric F404 turbofan engines, 36,000 pounds of thrust. Maximum speed, 1,180 miles per hour. That's nearly twice the speed of sound. When he did that slow speed pass, he was doing 1/10 of the Hornet's maximum speed. Has a combat radius of 665 miles and can be refueled in the air. A service ceiling of over 8 miles high, 50,000 feet. Its wingspan is 37.5 feet. It's 56 feet long. Maximum load on the aircraft, 56,000 pounds. Now, they don't land that heavy. They burn off fuel after their mission and try to land with just enough gas to land and maybe have a go-around or 2. But can you imagine the landings that these pilots go through in an airplane that could weigh as much as 35,000 pounds, slamming on the deck of a carrier at a descent rate of about 600 to 700 feet per minute? It is a bone crusher. That controlled crash is not my term. That's the term that the pilots use for it. Now, he's got a nice runway, but he's still going to plant it very, very firmly, because every landing they do at a naval base is graded. As a matter of fact, the runways at naval bases and marine bases actually have the carrier landing area painted in big black paint right on the runway, so they actually are graded on every landing to put it right down between the number 2 wire and the 3 wire of the 4 wires that are stretched across the deck. The best landing you can get is a 3 wire. That means the tail hook touches down right after the